em đổi cái đó thành
Yeah.
một cái hoàn chỉnh.
He got the job because he has a good experience at his work before.
Again, once again. He got the job because
Em có thể thêm từ vào được không cô?
giữ nguyên đi, đừng thêm.
Yeah.
Giữ nguyên đi. Giữ nguyên ý, còn dĩ nhiên là em thay đổi câu, em thêm từ này từ kia để nó thành một câu chứ không phải là một cái noun phrase nữa.
Yeah. He got the job because he has a good experience work before.
Nha, em thêm vô thì nó cũng không có, ở đây cái ý ở trong câu này không có good nha, nhưng mà nó có work experience because you may have a lot of experience. So here, he has work experience, có kinh nghiệm làm việc chứ không phải kinh nghiệm đi chơi, không phải kinh nghiệm ăn uống. Cho nên cái đây người ta không nói enough, người ta không nói là kinh nghiệm tốt hay gì, nhưng mà chỉ nói là kinh nghiệm làm việc. Em không cần thêm chữ good, nhưng mà em phải giữ cái work experience. Có tỷ thứ kinh nghiệm nhưng mà phải là có kinh nghiệm làm việc người ta mới có công việc chứ, người ta chỉ cho mình việc làm. Thì ở đây em thêm vô nhưng mà em lại bỏ cái work, em thêm good mà em bỏ work thì cũng không được. Rồi nó lại câu đó.
He got the job because he has work experience.
That's it, đúng rồi. Okay, thank you. Alright, now back to the use of the signal word because and because of. So look at the next two examples. Right. We have some similarity and some differences between the two words because and because of. Because of, after because of, we use a noun or a noun phrase. But after because, we must have a complete sentence. Okay, so that is the difference. But the similarity here is that we can use both because or because of in the middle of the sentence or at the beginning of the sentence, right? So that is what they are similar to each other, right? Understand? Mọi người hiểu cái ý cô nói không? Please speak. Nãy giờ cô nói gì mọi người hiểu không? Hello? Hello everyone, are you there?
Được 70%.
70%. Ý cô nói là cái cách dùng because and because of nó có những điểm giống nhau và khác nhau. Khác nhau là sao? Because of mình phải dùng danh từ hoặc là một cái cụm danh từ. Nhưng mà còn sau cái because thì mình sẽ phải dùng một câu hoàn chỉnh. Nhưng mà cái giống nhau đây là có thể dùng hai từ này ở giữa câu hoặc ở đầu câu, đó sẽ giống nhau. Okay, so I will let you look at this video and share this. Wait for me. Watching.
Identifying cause and effect. Identifying cause and effect in text is important as it helps us to understand the events that are happening. It helps us to understand why it's happening.
Can you see clearly, everyone? Can you see the
Nó
window?
hơi
I'm
bị vọng âm. Vẫn thấy cái màn hình mà nó hơi bị vọng âm thôi.
vọng âm thanh. So try your best. Anyway, you can see it. Right, just to look at the video and you can see the script right together with what you listen. Right.
A cause happens first. It's why something happens. To find the cause, ask, why did this happen? An effect happens after the cause. It tells us what happened. Let's look at some cause and effect relationships. It rained. Carolina got wet. It raining is the cause because it must have occurred first, and because it tells us why Carolina got wet. Carolina getting wet is the effect because it had to have happened after the cause, and it tells us what happened. Here's another example. Phil stayed up late. Phil was tired in the morning. Let's start by looking for the cause, which happens first and tells why. That's right, Phil staying up late. Which happens after the cause and tells us what happened? That's right, Phil was tired in the morning. This is the effect. Cause and effect relationships occur every day. For example, if you study hard, you'll get better grades. Forget to use sunscreen on a hot day, you'll get sunburned. Play in the mud, get muddy. An easy way to spot cause and effect relationships in books is to look out for signal words. Cause and effect signal words tell the reader that there might be cause and effect occurring. Here are some cause and effect signal words and phrases you might come across. Now, see if you can spot signal words in a text, and then work out which is the cause and which is the effect. Wendy was feeling sick, so she stayed home from school. Can you see the signal word? That's right, so. Now let's work out which is the cause and which is the effect. Remember, a cause happens first, but not always first in the text. And it answers the question, why did this happen? The cause must be Wendy feeling sick. It had to have happened first, and it answers the question why. Why did she stay home? We know Wendy staying home from school must be the effect, because it happened after the cause, and it tells us what happened. Wendy stayed home. Let's look at this sentence. Can you find a signal word or phrase? The swimming carnival was cancelled due to bad weather. The signal phrase is due to. What is the cause and what is the effect? See if you can work it out. How did you go? The cause is the bad weather, because it was the event that happened first, and it tells us the why. The effect is the swimming carnival being cancelled, because it happened after the cause, and it tells us what happened. Try some more on your own. In each sentence, identify the signal word or phrase, then decide which is the cause and which is the effect. The children were hungry because they hadn't eaten all day. Because signals cause and effect. This is the cause, and this is the effect. Since the class worked so hard, the teacher suggested a game. The word since signals cause and effect. This is the cause, and this is the effect. Max said he'd cancel the race if the track was wet. The word if signals cause and effect. This is the cause, and this is the effect. Spotting cause and effect is easy.
Okay. All right. Can you follow the video about cause and effect relationship? Everyone? Mọi người có theo kịp cái video không? Okay, so now I want to ask you questions about what you just asked. What did the video say about the cause? Right, who can tell me again? What did the speaker in the video say about the cause? Just tell me what you remember from the video after watching it. Đăng Khoa. Something, what? Police is, okay, so I know. So, which one come first? One. Of course. The cause comes first and effect comes after the cause, okay? So which one indicates the reason for something happening? Yeah, that's it. Okay, thank you, Khoa. Right, another one, right, who can tell me about the signal words for the cause? Okay. Deeply. Deeply, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
Signal was about causes. Because due to signal water effect, and so therefore.
I just asked you signal words or signal phrases for the cause. Right? Don't mention effect. Right, go on with the cause. You mentioned because of, because, due to, what else?
Due to as.
As. Something you see right from the video, example from the video. Since. Okay, thank you, Lucas. Someone else will go on with the signal words for the cause. Okay.
Yes, same here. Sorry, teacher. Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, I'm asking you guys about the signal words for the cause, and your friend Ludwig already mentioned some like because of, due to, since, as. What else?
I think due to.
Due to only mentioned by your friend. Okay, bạn đã nói due to
Signal.
rồi. Sorry. Due to bạn đã nói rồi em nói. some signal words you see from the video example.
Sing. Sing.
Since already mentioned, since bạn cũng đã nói rồi. Thank you, Lan. Right, someone will support. Right, who can? Talk to you later, Lan. So who can mention other signal words besides because of, since, as, due to?
If.
If, yeah, if. Alright, what else? Okay, so for to result from, be result of. Okay, so now we move to the signal words for the effect, which is what? Okay. Tell me the signal words for the effect. So for the others, try to listen to what your friends say so that you don't repeat the same words again. That's okay. Cô đang hỏi em về những cái từ mà nó sẽ chỉ ra cái effect cái hậu quả của effect. Những cái từ khác của effect là gì? Sorry, can you hear me well? Can you speak louder?
Lost.
That, no? That. Cô không nghe rõ cho em.
Lost.
Still cannot hear you well. Can you text me? No, text, not text me, text us. Are you testing, Jen? The words, I cannot hear you well, or maybe there's some problem with your mic. Thus, okay, yeah. But really, we really good, thus, nice. Now, what else you can? Thus. What else? The common one. Therefore, all right. Thank you, Jan. Right, thus, therefore. Hoàng Tuấn, right, can you mention other things, other words, other signal words for the effect besides thus and therefore? Hoàng Tuấn, are you there? Hoàng Tuấn, you're not there? You.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, say.
Signal word. Consequently.
Consequently, okay. What else? So if you want to use the word consequently, we have another form of consequently, and the signal of the effect. It is repeat the word consequence, consequently, as a consequence, as a consequence of. Okay, right? Can you follow us Everyone, please say something. Consequently, as you mentioned, and if you want to develop it as a consequence. Or as a consequence of. Or we have another signal phrase also start with as. Who knows? As what? As a result. Or as a result of. See? All right. Now, we have to work out for cause and effect relationship. I want you to complete the sentence to make it meaningful. Now, I give you the first part, the cause, and you have to complete the sentence by adding effect, right? So the sentence start with if we don't take care of the earth. And so it's the cause, yeah. The cause not taking care of the earth. So please think of the effect for it. If we don't take care of the earth, nào volunteer. Volunteer, just raise your hand. Let me know that you want to talk. Hòa Hiệp. Now complete the sentence. If we don't take care of the earth, what will happen? Hòa Hiệp làm câu đó đi em. So while waiting for Hoài to text, if you have ready with the answer, just speak up. Everyone, anyone. So that is the questions for all of you. Friends, the earth will be polluted. If we don't take care of the earth, it will be, now we don't need to repeat the whole thing, but it will be polluted. Yeah, can do. Thu Trang, can you? The same thing. If we don't take care of the earth, what will happen? Thu Trang, are you there? Not there.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so Bích Phượng say Say, speak up, people. Why don't you speak up instead of texting?
Yeah. If we
Instead
don't
of
take care the
if
if we don't take care of the earth, we will face to disasters.
we face disaster, we face disaster, face something. Disaster anyway. What kind of disaster? Just mention one. This is kind of
A flood.
yeah. What kind of
Lũ lụt
disaster do you mean?
flood đó cô.
Flood. Flood. Okay. Thank you, Phước. Now we move to the next one, the next example. If we don't take care of living things like the plants, the animals, human beings, right? Living things in general. Now I say again, if we don't take care of living things, what may happen? Wait for a couple of seconds and then you will answer. If we don't take care of living things, what may happen? Right, who has the answer? Just speak up. Who has the answer? Nhã Uyên, why don't you speak up? Just say.
It will affect the ecosystem.
Yeah, say the whole thing. If we don't
take care of living things, it will affect the ecosystem.
It refer to what? You mean the living things?
Yes.
So living things here in plural. So you may use they. They affect the ecosystem, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Phan Nhã Nguyên, right? Who has the other idea about the living things, not taking care of the living things? Đăng Khoa, you? Back to you later, Kim Trân.
If we don't take care for the living things, the animal will go to extinction.
You say the animal will
Go to extinction.
Will come to distinction.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, so the last one, because begin with if as well, right? If we litter and leave trash on the ground, if we litter and leave trash on the ground, what may happen? Minh Anh. So accumulator Minh Anh. Ivy.
Yes, I'm here.
Mm.
I'm sorry, teacher. I don't have answer.
So think it over. So accumulator Ivy. Trúc Nguyễn. Phương Tích hả?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
I think it will affect the living environment.
Yeah, can you say the first part, the cause? Can you mention the cause again? F. Wait. Say it again. The cause and effect as well.
Em vẫn chưa có hiểu lắm.
Em lặp lại cái phần đầu, cái phần cause, xong rồi em phải nói cái effect.
Là it will affect the living environment.
No. Tức là cô yêu cầu em lặp lại cái phần cause, đó là if we litter and leave trash on the ground, rồi em mới nói cái effect của em luôn.
Là có nghĩa là if we litter and bleach trash on the ground, it will affect the living environment.
It will affect the living environment. Affect. You use the word affect. Okay, but it's not clear enough. How it affect the environment? Affect. So how? How it affects? You say that it may destroy the environment or something like that, or it may pollute the environment, or the environment is polluted, something like that. Okay. All right.
Yes.
So, sorry.
Lại nãy em định nói là environmental pollution.
Term polluted, not pollution.
Yes.
So I can say what you mean, like if we litter and leave trash on the ground, the environment will turn to be polluted. Okay. Now I want you to make kind of cause and effect change. Bây giờ tất cả mọi người sẽ tham gia vào cái chuỗi cause and effect nha. It means that the first cause, the first person make a sentence with cause and effect, and the next one use the effect to be the cause for the next one. Understand? Example. So we just take the example we just discussed. If we litter and leave trash on the ground, that is the cause. Cause one. The environment will turn to be polluted. Effect one. Yeah. So the next person will use the effect one, turn it to be cause two. Like you may say, if the environment is polluted, what happened? Okay. Tức là cái người đầu sẽ cho một cái câu ví dụ cả cause and effect. Cái người thứ hai sẽ sử dụng cái effect của cái người đầu biến nó thành cái cause trong câu của mình và cho một cái effect nó theo cái chuỗi của liên hoàn như vậy nha. Mọi người suy nghĩ trong 2 phút. Mà mặc dù mình cũng không có biết là bạn mình sẽ nói cái gì, đúng không? Cho nên mình chỉ suy nghĩ cách dùng những cái signal words. So just make use of the signal words and the signal phrases for cause and effect we just studied. Mình sẽ phải vận dụng những cái từ khóa của cause and effect mà mình mới vừa học đó trong cái câu kế tiếp bằng cách là mình sẽ lấy cái effect của bạn mình vừa mới nói xong, biến nó thành cái cause và mình cho cái effect sau đó, và người sau. Cho nên các bạn phải lắng nghe bạn mình nói để mình biết được cái effect là cái gì để mình tiếp cái câu của mình. Okay everyone, got it? Mọi người hiểu không cái trò chơi này không?
Dạ hiểu không?
Okay, that's good. So what I want you to do is to make use of the signal words and the signal phrases. Cause and effect. Cô muốn các bạn là vận dụng mọi cái từ khóa về cause and effect của mình với người học nha. Mình không có nhất thiết mình phải lặp lại cái từ khóa mà bạn đã dùng trước đó, thay đổi cũng được, đổi sao cho hợp lý. Rồi suy nghĩ trong 2 phút. Are you ready, everyone? Can you start? Ready or not? Or you want to have more time for preparation? My class leader, you just chime in. Trang Nguyễn Đăng Khoa.
Dạ, có em rồi.
Okay, so we have 2 Đăng Khoa in the class.
Dạ.
Everyone else, are you ready? Mọi người xong chưa? Mình bắt đầu nha. So it's easy to be calm. It's easy to stop first. So volunteer to stop your statement as cause and effect. Ai bắt đầu trước là rất dễ đó, cái người sau mới là khó. Cho nên là ai xung phong bắt đầu trước đây? Có ai không? Nếu không cô gọi ngẫu nhiên nha. Minh Thúy, please. Are you there, Minh Thúy?
Dạ, I'm here.
Okay, so can you start with your statement of cause and effect for initiative?
Yes. Em chưa nghĩ ra, cô cho em xíu thời gian.
So okay, so back to you later, please. Thanh Trúc. Are you there, Thanh Trúc?
I'm there.
Okay, are you ready with your statement?
Yeah, first, yeah, I never eat meat because I am a vegetarian.
Wait, the voice is not clear enough. Can you put your mic next near your mouth?
Wait. Can you hear me?
Em nói lại đi, nghe không có rõ đó, em để cái mic gần cái xíu nữa.
Bên em cũng nghe rất là ồn á cô, mà không biết ồn của ai.
Tắt mic nha, để cho em.
I never eat meat because I am a vegetarian.
Thank you, Trúc. Right. She say, I never eat meat because I'm a vegetarian. So, what is the effect and what is the cause in her statement? Minh Anh, can you analyze her statement?
She'd say, because I didn't really hear it clearly, so was she saying that I never eat meat?
What she say? Now listen carefully. I never eat meat because I'm a vegetarian.
So the phrase "I am a vegetarian" is the cause, and the effect is "I never eat meat."
Now use that effect, right? And turn it to be your cause. Make another statement with that.
Because I never eat meat, I would never buy meat. Is that acceptable?
Okay, so it's acceptable. It makes sense. Because I never eat meat, I never buy meat. All right. Now next person, Manan, can you call any of your classmates right to be the next person using your
Yuen, please.
Manan, who do you suggest next?
Yeah, chị Yuen.
Now Uyên hả?
Dạ, Uyên, dạ Duyên ạ.
Duyên. Duyên, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, say. You may use her effect right, turn it to be your cause.
Cô đợi một tí rồi.
Just 5 seconds only. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I buy meat because I like them.
Say again. Duyên.
I buy meat because I like them.
So is that what you say? Em nói câu này cô quên rồi chút hả? No. người trước đó là ai? Tôi quên rồi.
Dạ, Minh Anh ạ.
Ok, Minh Anh. So it doesn't say exactly what you say. You never buy, you buy meat.
I never buy meat.
Yeah, she said she never buy meat. Not buy meat. You misunderstand.
Là I buy meat because
You never buy meat. Never. Bạn Minh Anh á, nói là never buy, không có mua, không phải là mua. Em phải dùng đúng cái ý đó luôn, em dùng lại cái ý đó nha.
yes. I never buy meat because I don't like to eat it.
So we just put sai cái vòng lẫn quẩn là không ăn thì không mua thì không ăn. Mình có cái ý nào khác, nếu mà mình lẫn quẩn vậy là mình đi thua, mình phải bắt đầu lại cái mới nha. Ok, Duyên. So you have to begin another statement of yourself, of your own, right? Make another statement. Don't use the word because anymore because most of you use that. Use another signal word instead. Thì Duyên lặp lại cái vòng lẫn quẩn là giống của Minh Anh, cho nên em phải làm một câu mới và dùng một cái từ khóa khác, chứ không dùng because nữa. Có thể là
Excuse me, miss.
Okay,
Excuse me.
please.
Can I start from the statement of Minh Anh?
You want to go on, right?
Yes. So Minh Anh told us she cannot eat meat, right?
She never eat meat.
All right. So because she's never eat meat, so I can pick her up to a barbecue shop with me.
Barbecue shop? So again. Minh Anh,
I mean,
right?
barbecue restaurant, yeah. Because you know, she can touch, she can taste with the meat. So I have no reason to invite her to the barbecue restaurant with me.
What Minh Anh exactly? Sorry, Đăng Khoa. Minh Anh exactly what you say? Can you repeat, Minh Anh?
Because I am a vegetarian, because I never eat meat, I never buy meat.
Because I never eat meat, I never buy meat. Right, Đăng Khoa. You have to stop.
Yes. So that's the reason why I cannot invite her to the barbecue restaurant with me.
Yeah,
If I want to invite some my friend to eat something, especially because I like the barbecue so much. So if you want me to invite Minh Anh, I can do that. Did you understand my ideas?
Actually, I understand you, but because you
Yes.
just come in late, so you misunderstand us. What I want you to do is that we making a cause and effect chain. That means the first person will say the whole thing, the cause and effect, and the next student, the next classmate have to use the effect from the first one, turn it to be the cause for her statement. So it means that you have to say something like this. Minh Anh say, I never eat meat.
Yes.
So I never buy meat. Now you have to turn buy meat, never buy meat to be your cause, the cause of your statement, right? Don't say about invitation, barbecue invitation, blah blah blah. Okay, we don't talk about the content. I just want you to make use of the signal words and phrase for cause and effect relationship. See?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Khoa. Now back to you. Right, if you want to make a trial, right, you can complete the sentence. I never buy meat due to or because of, or since I never buy meat, I or whatever, blah blah blah. Hoa có hiểu ý không? Tại vì nãy giờ em vô trễ á, cho nên là mình ở đây lớp đã thảo luận về cái mối liên hệ giữa cause and effect và những cái từ gợi ý giúp cho cause and effect. Bây giờ mình đang thực hành có nghĩa là cái người đầu sẽ cho một ví dụ, người thứ hai sẽ dùng cái effect của cái người đầu làm cái cause của mình, rồi làm hoàn chỉnh cái câu đó. Cho nên là em phải bám sát cái effect của người ta để chuyển nó thành cái cause trong cái câu của em.
Thôi thì chắc là em sẽ xem theo một vài bạn làm mẫu để em sẽ hiểu hơn.
Ok.
Rồi.
Ok. Ủa nãy cô đang gọi tới ai nữa? Ai nãy bị cua đó. Phải làm cái câu mới của mình đâu. Ai cô quên rồi. Bạn Võ Duyên thì phải.
Để em đọc lại cái câu của, nói lại cái câu của Minh Anh đó cô. Dạ. I never buy meat because it's very expensive.
Cái câu đó là câu của em chứ, đúng không? Nhưng mà lấy cái effect của Minh Anh làm cái câu của em. Ok. So, bây giờ cái câu của em đó là I never buy meat because it's very expensive. Bây giờ cô muốn em sử dụng cái signal word khác, cái because ai cũng dùng because why. Giờ mình làm khác đi. Hoặc là mình cho cái signal word vô cái phần effect cũng được. Không dùng because nữa. Rồi điên thành lại câu đó, sử dụng từ khác. Như hiểu không Như? Nó đẹp Như. Hello, Duyên. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, just keep your statement, but use another signal word instead of because.
It's never buy meat. Used to it's very expensive.
Say again, it's not it cannot hear you well. Say again, you once again.
Yeah, I never buy meat due to it's very expensive.
Okay, after due to, you have to use a noun or a noun phrase, not a sentence. Sau cái due to và because of em phải sử dụng danh từ hoặc là cụm danh từ, chứ không được dùng cả câu, không có được dùng cả câu, hiểu không? Cho nên em phải biến cái it's expensive thành một danh từ hay một cụm danh từ, noun or noun phrase or a compound noun or gerund. Nếu em muốn dùng due to hoặc because of.
Yes. Dạ em chưa có suy nghĩ ra cô.
Okay, you may change, right? You may use the signal words for the effect instead of the cause. You may say that meat is very expensive. Therefore, I never buy it. Yeah, like that. So we have the word therefore. Okay. Now Đăng Khoa, can you go on with what you just say? Yeah. Okay, so Quỳnh Đăng Khoa, you ready? Quỳnh Đăng Khoa? I think so.
I never buy meat because it's very expensive.
So don't use the word because now, Khoa. Use another word. So like you are the butcher, right? Then meat is very expensive. I cannot sell it. Okay, for you as a butcher. Alright, it seems that we have already more idea for that. Thank you. Now it's time for the very short break. Why and mark the attendance. So get back here at 7:15. Right, so we have 6 minutes break time now. Đăng Khoa, Phan Nguyễn Đăng Khoa, you are the class leader, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, okay. So you say that your office is very far from home and you leave the office at 6. Yeah. So you check in class very late, so it means that you missed some of the lesson, part of the lesson. I just suggest why don't you check in class at the office, right? And then we finish class, then you go home. Is it okay with you?
Yes, I understand, but actually, in my policy, the staff can do anything out of their working times. You know, actually, when we start the sessions, I have tried checking the lesson from my office, but and then my boss warned me about that.
Okay.
So you know, every class I have to ask the permission of teacher about the Leslie checking.
Okay, yeah, I see.
So I'm so appreciate for your understanding my experience.
Okay, fine. Suggest the best choice. No more choice.
I'm sorry. And one more thing. Actually, we we cannot hear your voice clearly because.
Oh really?
Yes, the sound from your equipment it maybe has a problem. Yeah. It is very noisy.
Yeah. Because
and I have to turn my volume to up to 80%.
Yeah, so sorry for that. So I will Right, I will try with my Bluetooth. Oh, I never used that before, but let me try it or to see if it's better or not. Mm,
So I think it will be okay for us. So you can keep going on the task.
so, I will try with the Bluetooth. But I don't know how to use it for that. So next time I will use the earphone so that I can hear it.
Yeah, because do you are you using the speaker of your laptop, right?
Yes, that's it.
Yes, I think that's the reason why the sound is very noisy, because they have many sound from outside. Yes.
I have a speaker Bluetooth, but sorry, I'm not good at using that. I don't know how to. So try your best today, and next time I find the earphone, right?
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
We will try to catch you up the lesson today.
Is it the voice? Now is it better than before? Now, at the moment. Because I move closer to the speaker. Is it better?
Actually, it still be noisy. So it is okay today. We will try to listen your voice. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm marking your attendance, so wait for me for so please take turn to tell me your name, each of you. Các bạn nói tên của mình để cô điểm danh. Chu Đăng Khoa, okay, Dương Quỳnh Đăng Khoa, and Phan Nguyễn Đăng Khoa. And next, who will be next?
Yes, my name's Phan Nguyễn Đăng Khoa.
Okay, yeah, done. Next.
Nguyễn Thị Bích Phượng cô.
Next.
Dạ, Nguyễn Phương Trúc cô.
Okay, next.
Dạ, Vũ Thị Thục Loan.
Thục Loan. Next.
Lê Thị Thanh Ngân.
Lê Thị Thanh Ngân.
Trần Thị Thanh Trúc.
Okay.
Em là Hoàng Nguyễn Minh Anh.
Minh Anh, okay.
Là Võ Lê Duyên ạ.
Yeah, then.
Dạ em là
Sorry,
em là dạ Trần Thị Thúy ạ.
Okay. Good rồi. Well.
Nguyễn Thị Lưu Ngọc. Dạ Lưu Ngọc Nhã Uyên à.
Nhã Uyên. Rồi.
Dạ Đoàn Thị Diệu Tuyết của cô.
Diệu Tuyết. Rồi. That's it.
Dạ, Bùi Thị Thu Trang.
Bùi Thị Thu Trang rồi.
Bùi Thị Hòa Hiệp đó cô. Bạn không có mở mic nữa cô.
Okay. Còn ai nữa không? Xong rồi nha.
Dạ, Kim Trân cô.
Kim Trân. Rồi. That's it. All right. Now we start to listen. Now look at the listening part on page 4. See? I will play the track, and you listen to Alex Edward, an engineer, giving a talk at an aviation safety conference on flight 447, mystery disappearance. Okay. So before we listen to the whole thing, the whole talk, we just listen to an extract. It's extract of the whole thing. Now that is part B. On page 5, you see part B. There's some missing where you have to listen and fill in the missing information in part B. That is a part of the whole talk from engineer Alex Edward.
Can learn from this accident. So, how did we solve this mystery? Well, investigators started to look for the plane in the ocean. 5 days later, they recovered parts that revealed that the plane had crashed into the ocean at a very high speed. But still, no one knew the cause of the accident. So next, experts looked at the plane's air traffic control records for answers. These records showed the plane's flight path. It appeared that Flight 447 had flown into a large storm. But planes can handle strong winds and even lightning strikes, so investigators decided that the storm was not the cause of the accident. Investigators then decided to look at the plane's automated systems, which can control and fly the plane without a lot of guidance from the pilot. This is what investigators realized. On the outside of the plane, the speed sensors had frozen because the plane had traveled through an area with large amounts of supercooled water. This extremely cold water froze the plane's external speed sensors. Now, this is the key point here. Speed data is needed for the plane's automated systems to work properly, but the speed sensors were frozen, so the plane's automated systems were not getting the necessary speed data. As a result, the automated systems stopped working and started to fail one by one. And because these automated systems weren't working, the pilots decided to fly the plane themselves by taking manual control of the plane. So, how did...
So that's the end of that part. The cause, you can see clear of cause and effect, right, from that part B. Can you fill in the missing words? Because the plane had traveled through the super cool water, on the outside of the plane, the speed sensor has frozen. So here for this pair, of cause and effect, we have the signal word because. How about number 2? Now who can do number 2? Any volunteer?
As a result, the automated system has stopped working one by one, I think.
You miss, yeah, right. But still missing some more. As a result, the plane automatic system were not getting necessary speed data. As a result, automatic system stopped working and who can fill in? Few things. When you are right, but you still miss some more words. Listen again to that part.
So, how did we solve this mystery? Well, investigators started to look for the plane in the ocean. 5 days later, they recovered parts that revealed that the plane had crashed into the ocean at a very high speed. But still, no one knew the cause of the accident. So next, experts looked at the plane's air traffic control records for answers. These records showed the plane's flight path. It appeared that Flight 447 had flown into a large storm. But planes can handle strong winds and even lightning strikes, so investigators decided that the storm was not the cause of the accident. Investigators then decided to look at the plane's automated systems, which can control and fly the plane without a lot of guidance from the pilot. This is what investigators realized. On the outside of the plane, the speed sensors had frozen because the plane had traveled through an area with large amounts of supercooled water. This extremely cold water froze the plane's external speed sensors. Now, this is the key point here. Speed data is needed for the plane's automated systems to work properly. But the speed sensors were frozen, so the plane's automated systems were not getting the necessary speed data. As a result, the automated systems stopped working and started to fail one by one.
Yeah. So, you see what you missed? Now in.
I'm sorry, I still cannot hear that part clearly.
Who can hear? Number 2. As a result, automatic systems stop working and that's it. Thank you, Juan. And started to fail one by one.
And because these automated systems weren't working, the pilots decided to fly the plane themselves by taking manual control of the plane.
Yeah. Number 3. Okay. Ivy. Are you there, Ivy? Not there. Thanh Ngân. Thanh Ngân, are you there? Cái câu gọi các bạn mà các bạn không lên tiếng là các bạn không có đó đúng không? Nãy giờ cô đã gọi đến Ivy và Thanh Ngân mình đều cả hai đều không có nha, không có mặt nha. Rồi bạn nào nghe được câu số 3? Number 3. Because these you can Tucan, are you there?
Dạ. Em cố gắng nhưng mà em nghe không được cô người.
Rồi Phan Nguyễn Đăng Khoa.
Yes. So can you turn
Say it again.
can I listen again, please?
It's not hard.
As a result, the automated systems stopped working and started to fail one by one. And because these automated systems weren't working, the pilots decided to fly the plane themselves by taking manual control of the plane.
Number one.
I hear that because these automatic system have no working, right?
Weren't working. That means were not working.
Were not working.
So, what happened? What happened?
So the last sentence that I can hear is
Number three. It's
Pilot?
nearby, right? It's nearby. Look at your book, right? Page 5, part D, page 5. Because these
Yes.
automated, yeah. Because these automated systems weren't working, the pilot decided to fly by themselves by taking manual control of the plane. Yeah, it's nearby. Just care of that. Okay.
Yes.
Now,
Thank you.
yeah. Now, part C. So that is the first part. Now we listen to the next part. So for this, you have to use the signal words to discuss the following cause and factors shift. Right. External speed sensor frozen. Pilot did not know the speed. Number two, pilot slowed plane too quickly, so the plane fell and crashed. Right, listen to that. The last part.
But even after taking manual control of the plane, the pilots had difficulty flying it. Since the external speed sensors were still frozen, the pilots didn't know the speed of the plane. And by mistake, the pilots slowed the plane too much, too quickly. As a result, the plane fell dramatically and crashed into the ocean. Now, as engineers, we have to learn from accidents like these so that we can help prevent them in the future. The Flight 447 accident revealed a need for design improvements on our speed sensors to protect them from freezing. With almost 2.9 billion people traveling every year, we must be committed to improving the safety of our planes. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak here today.
So usually at the speaker, right, who is speaking? Can you tell? Who's speaking? It's an engineer. The engineer is speaking, but usually the speaker or someone will make introduction from the very beginning of the talk. The speaker introduction. But here, the speaker introduces himself as an engineer at nearly at the end of his talk. Right. Now back to part C. Now who can use these keywords, right, to make a statement? Now number one, external speed sensor frozen. So that is the cause, and the effect is pilot did not know the speed. Right, you can connect these two, cause and effect. Any volunteer? Nguyễn Phương Trúc.
Yeah.
Now can you connect these two ideas, right, for cause and effect about the mystery of the airplane 447? Can you do that?
Dạ có em cô.
Em làm được không?
Dạ không cô.
Sao không? Ở đây có ý hết rồi, chỉ cần nói nó vô bằng cái signal word thôi nè. Em dùng một cái signal word, signal phrase for cause and effect. Em nói hai cái ý này vô là xong một câu rồi. Try your best, Trúc. Back to you later, Trúc, right? I want you to try the class by contributing, right? Or interact with me and other classmates instead of... Okay, try it next time. But first, I want you to know.
Yeah. Since external speed sensor frozen, pilot did not know speed.
Since the external speed sensor is or was frozen or were frozen, the sensor the pilot did not know the speed. Yeah. So is there any thing you want to discuss, right? From this point of view.
Sorry, I cannot hear you clearly. Can you repeat again?
Okay, so is there anything you want to say more about this point? The sensor, the speed sensor were frozen.
Yes.
Can you imagine that the problem, the trouble that the plane 447 faced? So it's can be a question for all of you, right? Not just for anyone.
Can I please?
Okay, welcome.
In situation of external speed sensor was being frozen or broken, the pilot has no data or information to control the speed.
What kind of data?
I mean, because if the external speed sensor is has work, it will show maybe a number of the speed or something, and then
the speed, I mean speed data, yeah.
Yes, and pay on that. Pilots they can control the speed very well.
Yeah, because they didn't know, they had no idea about the speed data. So they
Yes.
couldn't control, right, the speed. Okay, thank you. Number two. Do number two, please, Kim Trung. Are you there, Kim Trung? Number two, you do number two, part C, page 5. Using the signal words of phrase to connect the cause and the effect. You want to listen again, Kim Trung?
Em nghe lại được không cô?
Okay.
We must be committed to improving the safety of our planes. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak here today. But even after taking manual control of the plane, the pilots had difficulty flying it. Since the external speed sensors were still frozen, the pilots didn't know the speed of the plane. And by mistake, the pilots slowed the plane too much, too quickly. As a result, the plane fell dramatically and crashed into the ocean. Now, as engineer...
Yeah, Kim Trung, it's clear to you?
Dạ, cái đoạn this part like it was saying like the
the pilot, it was like doesn't know the speed of the plane, and then he starts slow the plane too quick, too fast, so it's make the plane fail and crash.
Where did it crash?
To the cold water.
Oh, it crashed to the cold water. Where is it from? Where was that cold water from?
Fell dramatically and crashed into the ocean.
To the ocean.
And crashed into the ocean. Oh yeah. So, but what signal words did he use? What did signal words did he use? Right? Who did not? What signal word Trần did use?
I don't know.
Trần nói gì vậy? Cô không có nghe được luôn á. Cô hỏi nãy là em dùng cái signal words nào?
Là chữ Costco.
What? Sorry? What word? So just say again, so we recognize. Say it again.
The signal word is curse.
So try to not to use the word because most of you use that. Please use another word instead. Đừng dùng because nói em nhiều người cứ dùng because hoài mình có nhiều từ lắm mà. Mình cứ khác đi. As a result nè, therefore nãy giờ mình học nhiều mà đâu có because xong đâu. Then as a result, as a consequently, to result from it, things for a blah blah blah. Mình cứ khác đi em. Okay, Chung, do you know what I mean? Are you there? Still there? Still there? No. Everyone, what a silence. What happened? Just me talking to me. Mọi người có nghe cô không vậy?
Situation off.
Cái gì situation off? No. As a result of. Okay. As a result of. Now, with that part. So you may say, as a result of slowing the plane too much and too quickly, it fell dramatically and crashed into the ocean. See everyone? Okay? All right. Now we listen to the whole talk, right? And you may take note briefly. Later I will ask you something about that. Now before you listen, you may look at page 4, the 4 multiple choice for statement. It's multiple choices. The number 1, the plane's external speed sensor were frozen. Number 1 is done for you. So you have to do number 2, 3, and 4. Number 2, speed gauge is needed for the planes to work properly. Number 3, after taking manual control, the pilot did not know the speed and they blah, blah, blah. Number 4, Alex Ashworth, the engineer who's speaking. Alex Ashworth says that engineers must be committed to what? Okay, so listen to the whole talk by Alex Ashworth, the engineer.
Good afternoon. Today, I want to talk to you about the crash of Air France Flight 447 and what we can learn from this accident. In the summer of 2009, Flight 447 was flying above the ocean off the coast of Brazil. It was going to Paris, France. However, the plane suddenly disappeared from air traffic control computer screens. Now, this was a modern airplane, an Airbus 330, which was considered very safe and was equipped with excellent technology. But at the time, no one knew what had happened to it. So, how did we solve this mystery? Well, investigators started to look for the plane in the ocean. 5 days later, they recovered parts that revealed that the plane had crashed into the ocean at a very high speed. But still, no one knew the cause of the accident. So next, experts looked at the plane's air traffic control records for answers. These records showed the plane's flight path. It appeared that Flight 447 had flown into a large storm. But planes can handle strong winds and even lightning strikes, so investigators decided that the storm was not the cause of the accident. Investigators then decided to look at the plane's automated systems, which can control and fly the plane without a lot of guidance from the pilot. This is what investigators realized. On the outside of the plane, the speed sensors had frozen because the plane had traveled through an area with large amounts of supercooled water. This extremely cold water froze the plane's external speed sensors. Now, this is the key point here. Speed data is needed for the plane's automated systems to work properly. But the speed sensors were frozen, so the plane's automated systems were not getting the necessary speed data. As a result, the automated systems stopped working and started to fail one by one. And because these automated systems weren't working, the pilots decided to fly the plane themselves by taking manual control of the plane. But even after taking manual control of the plane, the pilots had difficulty flying it. Since the external speed sensors were still frozen, the pilots didn't know the speed of the plane. And by mistake, the pilots slowed the plane too much, too quickly. As a result, the plane fell dramatically and crashed into the ocean. Now, as engineers, we have to learn from accidents like these so that we can help prevent them in the future. The Flight 447 accident revealed a need for design improvements on our speed sensors to protect them from freezing. With almost 2.9 billion people traveling every year, we must be committed to improving the safety of our planes. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak here today.
Okay. Right. Can you do number 2, everyone? Volunteer.
Yes. He says that the key point is speed data is needed for the plane's automatic system to work properly.
That's it. Thank you, Dan Khoa. Yeah. This is needed for the plane's automatic system to work properly. Right. Number 3. What else? Oh, volunteer to do number 3.
Can I keep going on, please?
Yeah. Okay.
My choice is A. Slow the plane too quickly.
After taking manual control, the pilot
Yes.
didn't know the speed
And
and
they slow the plane too quickly.
they slow the plane too quickly.
Quickly.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Right. Number 4, Dương Đăng Khoa. Improving design and safety. Thank you. That's it. And now, because he suggests the solution for this problem is that the engineer may improve the design and safety for the plane. So, what do you think about that? Now, who is good at or who is interested in kind of airplane or flying or such kind of designs? So,
In my mind, the engineers should be trained to improve manual controls because in their own career, they maybe have get in more difficult situation. So they have to control all of that, that situation by every methods. Yes.
every method, you mean technically and manual control
Yes.
as well?
Yes,
But
that's
yeah,
my mind.
yeah. Okay. You mean that the pilot should be trained more kind of method of taking manual control of the plane. But actually, the pilot at 447 did it. I mean, they also, after all, they decided to fly by themselves by taking manual control. Means they did know how to take manual control of the plane. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, so the point is, now we will just focus on the design, design and safety. Design of what? Right, because the real problem is that the sensor, the speed sensor was frozen. So the pilot did not get the speed data, they out of control. So what? How can you do that? Solve that problem? Is there any suggestion? When the plane had traveled through the super cold water, so the speed sensors had frozen. Why was it frozen? Because it is kind of external speed sensor, right? So, do you have any idea about this point? About the design or about the structure?
The most important thing is the experience of the pilot.
Experience of the pilot.
Yes. The experience can show how a good pilot can resolve a problem in some typical situation problem.
Okay, for sure. Of course, the pilot have to experience at least 1,000 of miles aliens flying the air. But anyway, here, because the speed sensor is kind of a device that helps the pilot to know the speed, right? To have some speed data record. But here, why? You think why it is put external instead of internal? Because it's easier for their sensor or some
Mm.
other reason.
Excuse me. I think one of the design improvement could be that the designer or the engineer focus on trying out the speed sensors with a different kind of material, which is more resilient or more enduring to the environment that they're flying through. Because sometimes when they fly through extremes environment or weather, the existing material might not be endurance enough. And I think one of the reasons why they cannot put the external speed sensors inside is that they're supposed to be outside to get data from the outside, from the environment, to send back into the cabin. So I think the most flexible and optimal choice would be to pick another kind of materials or to improvise one sort of mix or combined materials that is more endurance than the one that they're using for now.
Yeah. Well, there must be a reason why they put it external but not internal, right? Somewhere in the cabin. They have a reason to do that. Okay, thank you for the idea, Minam. Right, who has any other idea about how to improve for the design for the safety of the flight safety? Actually, are you working for some kind of airlines, Minam? Something like
Oh no.
just joking, no? Right.
Yeah.
All right. Now, who else want to share your suggestion or your idea about design improving or safety, plane safety improving? None, two. All right. So, by the way, today is the first session we're working together online. I don't see how you look. But anyway, I hope that we have chance to meet each other in person sometime in April. Be informed. All right. So do you think that I should slow down more or just keep this speed rate? Or you want me to speak more Vietnamese or whatever? But anyway, thanks. First of all, I want to thank some of you to volunteer to contribute to the lesson, interact with me, like one and two Hoa, right? Two Hoa. And others, some I don't remember the name on the first day. But next time I hope that we gather communication, but most of you asked me for their absent today because of their personal reason. But next time I hope to see all of you in class. So any idea or any suggestion about the first session today?
Can I please? Actually, until now, we are so hard to listen your voice. Can I turn on my volume up to 100%. It's very noisy. So I suppose that you are mentioning about our ideas in the first session, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. In the first session, we had a big trouble about the sounds. The sounds. Yes.
So I said, I promise next time I'm looking for the earphones. And
So you know what? In the last 50 minutes, we cannot hear you.
Oh, really? Why don't you
Maybe.
stop me? Oh my God.
Yeah, I try to guess what you say.
So please stop me if there is something wrong or something not clear.
Yeah, I understand because in the first when we begin these lessons, we take so much time to talk about this problem. So we
So how about
can.
with the other teacher, right? Is there any problem like this or not? But the voice, the sounds.
Yeah. Actually, we have only trouble today. It is the sounds. That's this.
I'm sorry for that. Okay, sorry. So let's try it. So let's try
But
that.
anyways, I think the session today is very good.
You just come in right for last part, right? Not our session. So okay. Yeah. Anyway, we spent the first section to know each other more, and we try to do it better next time. How about the others? So we had the same problem like that you cannot listen to me well and cannot listen to the recording when I play it to you. Do you have the same problem like that?
Yes, teacher, I cannot follow you because I missed something information from your loudspeaker. I guess.
Oh yeah, sorry. So not really say because you cannot hear well, so you miss some information, some data, some explanation. All right.
Well, actually, I can suggest you some methods to fix this problem. First of all, you can clear. I mean, yes, you can clear you can clean up of your microphone of laptop.
Clean
And
up microphone. How
yes.
to do that?
Cô dùng mấy cây bông mà rái lỗ tai đó cô sạc trong cái lỗ mấy cái lỗ cắm tai nghe với lại nó cái mic ở chỗ laptop á. Nói chung là em cũng chả biết nó nằm cái mic khúc nào mà nó nằm gần mấy cái loa cô ạ.
Ủa, nằm mấy cái loa hả?
Đúng rồi, thường là mấy cái mic á, nó nằm gần mấy cái loa ngoài của laptop đó cô. Mà cái laptop cô hay để lâu ngày nó sẽ có bám bụi á.
Không, của cô là cái tablet, cái Microsoft chứ phải, nó là cái Surface.
Vậy thì nó sẽ có một cái lỗ microphone rất là nhỏ nằm, thường là nó nằm gần với cái cổng sạc đó cô. Và hoặc là cô muốn cô thể cô sẽ gắn tai nghe nói thì nó sẽ ok hơn.
Chắc vậy, mình gần cũng sao. Mấy cái khe này nó nhỏ xíu à, cái tai cái tầm bông.
Dạ, nó thì em nghĩ cái vấn đề lớn nhất là nó nằm ở chỗ cái microphone rồi nó bị bụi bẩn á. Nói chung là cái buổi học hôm nay là chỉ có gặp cái vấn đề đó thôi. Còn ngoài ra thì mọi thứ nói chung là cũng rất là ổn rồi.
Rồi ok đấy, kỳ sau cô sẽ kiếm cái earphone sẽ nghe tốt hơn.
Dạ.
Ok, thì có cái người đó thì mình sẽ biết, cũng là giải quyết vấn đề đó thôi.